Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Claire arrives at Crimson Lights and joins Kyle. She hands him a gift to apologize for the way her grandfather treated him last night. Kyle opens the box. It's earbuds. She tells him Victor's criticisms aren't warranted. He loves them and kisses her. Claire feels bad about talking him into dinner, given it's obvious now that Victor won't give them a chance. Kyle didn't expect it. The charade was for her benefit last night. Claire says it didn't work. She complains that even Nikki couldn't persuade him. Kyle expected it. He warned her that he hates his father and the Abbott family. It's trickled down to him. Kyle vows he won't scare him off, but Victor is relentless. He'll turn on the pressure until she finally throws up her hands and gives in. Victor welcomes Lily into the ranch, and she muses, "So you said you had information about Damian Kane?" Victor tells her he had a meteoric rise in the business world. One might call it an overnight success. He's an interesting fellow, but a serious chap. He hopes the information he gives her will ease the tension between them. Lily wants to hear the info first. Victor tells her about the two companies he owns. He came to Los Angeles years ago without means. Lily asks how he built the companies. Victor says he didn't build them, he took them over. She asks, with what means? Victor replies, that's the mystery. Lily frowns, so Damian Kane took over two successful companies with no money. Victor says he was granted ownership on paper. The real owner is Aristotle Dumas. Lily recalls that the author of The Count of Monte Cristo was Alexander Dumas. Victor says Damian runs the companies through a corporation called Arabesque. Victor explains that this Dumas is always ahead of the fluctuations in the market. Either he's a brilliant businessman or he's up to some suspicious activities. Lily thanks Victor for answering her questions, although she feels like she knows less about Damian now. Victor asks about her interest in the man. What are you getting yourself into? At Nate's place, he hopes Damian's arrival means he's reconsidered his position on his mother and on him too. Damian isn't sure about all that, but he's been thinking about it. He'd like to talk to his mother alone. Nate has a meeting to get to and tells him to take all the time they need. Amy assures him she'll be fine. Nate tells Damian he'd like to have a conversation too before he leaves. Damian nods, "You're next on my list." Nate exits and Damian asks Amy what she expects. What does she want from him? Amy doesn't know what she'd have done with Nate and Audra. Damian tells her that her answer to his question could decide everything going forward. All she wants is what she already asked for, your forgiveness. She wants to know that when she says goodbye to her son, they're okay again. She'd like him and Nate to get to know each other and maybe care for each other. Damian warns that would take more than a couple of days, if it even happens right now. Let's just focus on you and me right now. Amy nods. Damian could tell her right now that he forgives her and that he's sorry he left her. Then what? She dies there or in Chicago without him. Him saying he forgives her is cheap. He thinks what she really wants is for him to stay with her until the end and comfort her until she passes. At least be honest with me, Mom. At least give me the truth. Amy would never ask him to append his life for her. It would give her comfort for him to be with her at the end, but she wouldn't expect it from him. Damian asks how she'd know he was being sincere if he said he forgave her. Amy knows him. Damian says, "You knew me, not so much anymore." Amy tells him that when he has children, he'll understand. All she has to do is look in his eyes, and she'll see the truth. You can't break that bond. Tearing up, Damian says that's probably true. Amy asks if he can find it in his heart to forgive her. She can't understand how they ended up so far apart. What did she do that was so wrong? Damian hollers, "You let my father die." Now it feels like she's taken him away all over again. That's why. Amy always suspected her son blamed her for Jackson dying. Damien's not blaming her for the disease, but for being so cold and detached at the end. Amy argues, "That's not what I was doing," but he argues that's what it looked like. "You just went on about your life, going on with your life like it was business as usual." Amy can't believe she is hearing this. Damien reveals that he used to skip school to stay home with his dad, so he wasn't alone. If he felt her absence, Jackson must have too. "That's my reason. I was just a kid, Mom, and you left me alone to watch my father die." Amy sighs. Does he want to know why she was pulling herself away every day? Damien nods, yes.